perfect situation, really, because we had training by the CSS trainers, and then they came into our classroom and modeled how it should work or what it should look like. So seeing it with our own personal classroom of children, you were like, oh, okay, well, I can do that. You know, that's how it's supposed to look. Okay, that's great. So it was perfect as far as training goes and implementing.
Well, one of the things that CSS has done for our district is that it has allowed teachers to have job-embedded staff development on a strategy that is specific need to their campus as well to the content that they're teaching at the time.
As far as campus-wide benefits that CSS has done for us, it's just been giving teachers the opportunity to actually see a strategy being modeled with their own students, and to then be able to turn around and do that same strategy with their own students so that they can learn on the job with their students. And that's been, I think, the most beneficial part of it.
The objective of CSS, or Comprehensive School Support, is a systematic approach for the improvement of schools in all areas. It's comprehensive, whether that means instruction or curriculum, leadership, assessment data, any of those areas. Everything that's under the school roof comes under Comprehensive School Support.
As the instructional leaders of the campus, we have been able to use the CSS team from the Region Center to help our teachers in a supportive environment to bring in these instructional strategies to support our students.
When we go to a school for the first time to set up the training and the modeling with the teachers and the staff at that school, one of the things that we try to do with the teachers is to let them know that we're here to help them and to provide some support and to give them some new, very powerful strategies to use in their classroom. Building relationships with those teachers has been something that is I think one of the most powerful things about CSS, and it gives the teachers somebody else they can go to for help, somebody that is practicing these strategies with their students, not just sitting in a workshop hearing something from a presenter. They're seeing these strategies and all these tools worked on with their kids in their classroom.
Hands-on, very interactive, not just with the teachers but also the students, because it's a learning process for the kids too. You know, they are still behind the 8 ball a little bit on being able to do collaborative group work and all, and so it's definitely the way to go for us.
When they have the half days, the CSS team comes in and trains for a half day. They can go in after lunch and they can teach their kids what they just learned that morning, so they have a tendency not to forget so much.
No, I've seen the region really evolve and take shape and transform. I've only been teaching for about 7 years, but I remember what it was and how it's come, and I've seen improvement and growth, and you know, I think taking on C-Scope was a really big challenge. I'm glad you guys did it. And so, no, so far so good.
My experience with CSS has proven to be the hardest job I've ever loved. And going into a school the second time, I mean, some of these schools we've gone into for 2 years now, and rather than them being suspicious of us when we walk on the campus, they view us as a friend and a partner. And that is proving very powerful for their students, because the students, when they see us coming on campus, they get excited to see us. And, are you coming into our class today? And it's just been really neat to see the relationship building over time. And, you know, it's rewarding to see 30-year veterans look at their career in a different way and realize that things could be different even after being in the classroom that long.
Another positive is that C-Scope brings us back to the standards and to the text. So knowing that students are assessed on our state standards, C-Scope helps to bring our instruction back to that level so that students are going to be more successful because of what we're doing with the curriculum.
My favorite part of CSS is the opportunity to work directly with teachers. It gives us the chance to build a relationship and make a real connection with educators who are working to try and really make a difference with their students, rather than just having one-shot trainings where we see folks for about 6 hours and then they go back and we keep our fingers crossed and hope that they implement that in the classroom. With CSS, we have the opportunity really to not only see them work with their students, but work with them so that they feel like they can have the support necessary to be successful with those kids. It's one thing to see a strategy in a room with a trainer. It's another thing altogether to see that strategy modeled and really worked with your students so that you understand exactly how this should look like in the classroom. So I think my favorite part is the fact that it really, really changes teacher behavior in the classroom and gives them a ladder or a scaffold to success so that they can take a training and then really apply it and make that sing so that their students will be successful in the classroom too.
Life-altering.
Cutting edge.
Powerful.
Relationships.
Phenomenal.
Transforming.
Life-changing.